Scourge Hooks are a set of perks for killers. I've managed to find a way to turn them into overpowered pieces of utility that provide many useful effects for every single killer in the game. And in today's video, I've managed to show it on free killers that gives survivors a miserable time and makes it really hard to heal against them. So, I hope you enjoy. Alright, here we are on the Forgotten Ruins with Chucky. Well, technically Tiffany. We, of course, are running the Scourge Hook build that I mentioned in the intro. Well, that's a shame, she had Sprint Burst. And obviously, that consists of Pain Res, Gift of Pain, Floods of Rage, and Jagged Compass. Pretty much just the all-rounded Scourge Hook build that you could want. It's a good stun from her. Oh, she likes to stay. That's fine. Pretty much just allows us to do whatever the hell I need, given the situation. Oh, these guys are doing really well to avoid my slice and dices right now. We are going to pretty much be able to confirm a hit here on Ripley. There we go. And obviously we're pairing it up with the purple add-on. That being, of course, the Razor Blade add-on. That... oh, I made a mistake there. We're pairing it up with the purple add-on that applies Hemorrhaged. And obviously that is pretty helpful in allowing us to apply. I'm just not... I don't know what I'm doing right now on Chucky, I can't lie. What we'll do is we'll break this. It leaves her in the corner, nowhere to run. And what we can do is secure a hit on her too. But the purple applies Sloppy Butcher effectively for 80 seconds, which is fairly nice to have. They did finish A-Gen up here. Just too early of a let go. Thankfully, she messed up there, and that's going to allow us to get her up on the Scourge Hook here. We are going to know which generator is obviously most progressed, thanks to Jagged Compass. And we're going to be able to chase whoever it was. It was the V. Getting the full value out of the slice and dice there. And obviously, now that a few pallets have been tossed... well, everyone's injured now. Now that a few pallets have been tossed up here... ooh, that was nice from Flood Rage. Finally, I can say what I think. Now that a few pallets have been tossed, we're obviously going to be able to get value. We're going to be able to get value out of the fact that there's basically not a lot of pallets up here anymore, so we should be able to do what we need to do. Lara Croft has Plot Twist, but it doesn't matter. Game lagged there. Managed to get value. I'm not going to be able to get over to her in time, which is unfortunate, but we will know where she is, which is very good for us. Gonna throw V up there, force her to sit and think about stuff. And someone already unhooked her. It is Ellen, which is someone that we do want to chase. Ooh, what do you have? You have a perk that gives you endurance. She is gonna throw Shaq. Interesting decision here from Ripley. As we are just gonna be able to just zip round Shaq. Pretty much just not even acknowledge the fact it exists and just another fairly fast down. And obviously V is here too. Don't know what happened there, but what we can do, break the pallet. And obviously go for another slice and dice. Nearly get her there, but she is in the corner. I am going to be able to force an M1 there. Just keep chasing her here. She will vault that. No surprise there. And she can't make the second vault without being met by the loving embrace of my knife. Adam and Lara now both healed. And obviously that is our last Pain Res hook. We can see that the Lara is over here. We can see that Adam is downstairs on the portal gen. Gonna end it early, just so we can hit Lara there. They are electing to heal. Let's be annoying. Nope, we cannot stop that. What we can do, though, is, well, we can chase Ellen here. We do know that she obviously will have the endurance, but that's fine. I like to use it up, and we'll pop Slice and Dice. I was thinking of the future, and she decided to go and run back right into me. I'm not gonna complain about that, not one bit. We can see V. I don't know why you're here. V showing herself to me right now is a very bad idea. Ooh, what a very nice hit. I think even she was bamboozled by it. Her showing herself right now is not a very smart idea if you ask me. Because if I catch her, she is gonna be dead. The one time I do want to slide under the pallet and it didn't work, they are gonna finish another gen downstairs. Oh, we found where Lara was. She is gonna get the dead hard though. We can see Lara. Lara is obviously out in the open. Nothing really to use here. So, I might as well just go take that while I can. Let's go ahead and throw her right back on up to another hit. And as you can see, they are going to heal them. Which, you know, it makes sense. Why? We do see Ellen Ripley, though. You showing yourself to me is the exact same thing that was bad for when we came to V as well. As it's not exactly the greatest position you want to be in. I nearly get her there. Just not enough speed. Be using our tiny stature to our advantage here. Not able to know where we are. And I do think that this is just Ellen dead. We can throw her up on a hook, and that's going to be her done. We did see the Adam unhooked the Lara. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to go over there and visit them. We can actually see one of them is still behind here. It is the Lara. Ooh, and we still get her. Very nice. We can keep chasing our Lara friend. She is going to make it to this tile here. She doesn't hit anything. So I think it might be Decisive Strike. Yep, it is. Which most likely means she has a dead hard in wait. She also has 5 moves ahead. It doesn't matter though. My slicing and dicing capabilities, creating her once again. And that is just gonna leave us with just V and Adam, and we can see the V is on that gen right in front of us. Gonna go ahead and pressure. Gonna go ahead and pressure over here. Get her. Got a nice little slice and dice. Gonna keep chasing V here. See what she gets up to. She is gonna play this palette here. And obviously, not exactly much for her to do there in that situation. Obviously, my slice and dice is just too fast for her to react to. That is just a 50-50. And that is only gonna lead us with Adam. And obviously, our perk tells us, yes, he is over here. So the final question is, where is he? It is gonna be down to Hatch, though. And Hatch usually spawns upstairs. Well, here it is right here. This map also is extremely small, so I'm pretty sure I could just sit here once the clouds disappear. Whenever they disappear. Yeah, I can just watch both entrances pretty much with no worrisome whatsoever. And I can stick next to Hatch too, so no real issue for me in getting this 4K, I would say now. All that needs to be done is to wait for Adam to inevitably reveal himself here. So, yeah, let's wait for that to happen. Oh, there we go. Whoa, that was a weird motion there, but we are on Adam now, obviously. And this is pretty much going to be it, regardless if we catch him or not. I'm going to pop this, though. Yeah, he's going to send me straight into basement. Is he smart cookie? It's not going to matter, though, much, because at the end of the day, he will die to endgame collapse. I'm going to keep just chasing him here. Let's see if I can get at least one more. Ooh, he's opting to just stick it. It's fair enough from him. Obviously, Chucky being a 4.4 killer, not exactly the greatest. I am going to be able to hit him at least. One final bit of a chase here. Maybe I can hit him with another. I am, but he is dead hard. But he's not making it that much further anyway. Oh, there you go. Off he goes. Off to somewhere else. Maybe. Well, there you go. Getting the full value there on Chucky. Pretty nice there. I'd say this build especially comes in handy when, you know, they're trying to gen rush you. Obviously, the extra 16% that they get on for a reduction of repair speed is fairly nice. But yeah, let's go through this build onto our next killer. Alright, we are on RPD with Vecna. So, Vecna obviously also has a purple add-on that makes it so that we do... Oh, she got trapped. Has another purple add-on that does apply hemorrhaged as well. Oh, my skeleton's missed. That's unfortunate. And essentially, I don't remember the specific way that it activates. I do know that it's something to do with constantly using your spells. Oh, I just barely miss him there. That's annoying. Gonna go ahead and fake this here. I feel like he's gonna expect it. Yeah, this David knows stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and orb him. But I don't remember the specifics about it, but I do know that it's fairly easy to activate. And also using elevation skeletons to get the fairly easy hit. Gonna use our flight to catch up. He's just gonna elect to go ahead and run in the other direction. Obviously, he can't use any exhaustion. Staff of Withering preventing that from being the case. But these guys are having fairly decent first chases from both the games so far. I'm gonna go ahead and dispel him again. He is just munching through pallets right now, so I'm just gonna body block you, buddy. And yeah, there you go. Not much area for him to run there. What I will do is I'll go ahead and be proactive. I will turn this hook immediately into a Scourge Hook. And what I can do is send up my skeletons. Oh, he went downstairs. Fair enough. We can go ahead and pop that gen, and we can see someone is running off in that direction. It is Jake Park. I can just kick both these gens, and we can see David's already back up here. No reason not to go ahead and chase him. We are going to get in front of him thanks to flight. And I am going to go ahead and give him a good slap on the head. Obviously, our thing allowing us to see exactly where everyone is. I pressed the wrong button. That's on me. Okay, but not much area to run now. And obviously that, spawning the skeletons directly on his head, not much he can do, and we get the down. And because we hooked the other David, this is now a Scourge Hook, which is pretty nice for us, as that is going to blow up any future generator, and we obviously now know exactly where Zarina is, and we can also push the Jake in this direction. Well, he is just going to drop that on my head. That's fine. The other pallet's gone, so this is a free hit. There we go. Easy hit on the Jake. Aura, obviously, going to allow me to line that up. It is a bit of a far one. Jake's running this pretty interestingly. I'll run this way. See if he falls. Yep, he does. We're going to go ahead and use our haste. What? There was a Zarina. Still active in chase. So she's nearby. I'm going to go ahead, get the hit, and use that now. There's a nice little buffer period to go ahead and get a hook here. It is going to prevent one of the gens from popping, that being the top one. But I can come over here and obviously prevent another one from popping, as that is what they are attempting. Zarina's off to get the unhook. That, you know, that's fine. But what I can do, though, is I can go over here. And obviously, because of Floods of Rage, we are going to be able to see them. And our skeletons obviously doing their job. And our flight catching up right behind the David. Pull up the pallet. And maybe I get him? No, I just barely don't get him. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to slow him down. Obviously runs into my orb. Gonna have another use of flight on our hand. And yeah, there, preventing him from being able to do anything as I land just right over it. I obviously cancel it just before I hop over, and that is gonna body block him out of it. They are doing the smart thing. They are trying to finish the middle gens. You know, I must commend them for it. I must indeed. But we now know where two of them are, so I don't really have much of a reason to do anything other than what I'm about to do. I'm obviously just gonna go over here and, well, I suspect that they're gonna take this staircase up. It would appear that I'm wrong. It would appear that they are most likely right back on the gen, which if they are, then, you know, good for them. I'm more concerned about maybe getting a kill on the board. Oh, well, Zarina is here. I'm gonna hit her to prevent it for as long as I can. We do actually see that they're not working on the gen I thought they would be. And because I know where this David was, yeah, it's not so much of a mystery as to where he went. What I can do, though, is I can exhaust him and immediately be on his heels with a chase. And hit him there, and now we can keep chasing him here. He elects not to go up. Obviously, wary of the elevation. What we can do, though, is swap to hand. Make sure we have it on the demand. Fake it. No, he is just going to go straight for it. What I'll do is I'll do the wraparound method. Ooh, I nearly get him there. But obviously nowhere else for the David to go. And that will be another down. We are, obviously, out of pain res hooks, so that's not much of an issue anymore to me. We can see that there was a faint scratch mark, so yeah, someone did indeed go for the save. It was the David, surprisingly. Well, we saw David go downstairs, so I'm actually, you know, I'm actually intrigued to go ahead and do this. Because if we can see where the David is, we can actually go ahead and pressure this David. Go ahead and fly this direction. I mean, obviously he is gonna know where we're coming from, because he can hear our turret radius. Spawn the skeletons. Ah, just barely not enough time. Gonna go ahead and scoop up the pallet just so I can keep following him. Pretend. And obviously we get the hit there. We do spawn on the other side of the pallet. And I think... Ooh, no, he has dead hard. Very nice dead hard from David there. What we can do, though, is spawn our skeletons, and that, unfortunately, leaves David in the no-win situation. Hello, Zarina. What are you doing here? I think Zarina wanted to take a hit, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. She's already dead. And what we can do now is we can go ahead and just keep chasing these guys here. And we can throw Zarina right back on up. I will send my orb, though, just so that he is marked. That way, I can get a pretty good idea of where I need to go. Well, there he is there. Let's use flight to catch up. Whoop, where'd he go? There he is. I was kind of confused there. Oh, they're both here. Get the hit on the Jake there. Jake obviously not patient enough in the crouch. Oh, and David. David body blocking. Not so great. I'm gonna go ahead and use just flight to catch on up here. No, no, no. Body block his only way out. And I fear that he will unhook the Zarina here. Oh, no. Well, well, well. The dead hard attempt, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't get to the Zarina in time, and that, well, that's the game. Obviously, RPD giving us the advantage, but that generator right beside us was really far progressed at one point. Inevitably ended up at just nothing. But, yeah, using my magical ways of spells to secure us the 4K. Well, there you go. Another 4K with this build. Getting good value out of it so far. Obviously utilizing my abilities on Vecna to a pretty good ability. I am fairly fond of this killer, after all. Getting value out of the purple add-on, but let's go ahead and use our final killer for the video. Great. Okay, we are on our final killer, that being the Wraith, or better known as Candleman. We are obviously still running the same build, but we're running Blind Warrior, which is the add-on that whenever we uncloak, we apply the hemorrhage status effect for a good lengthy 70 seconds. And I'm just going to leave that on the Felix there. I'm just going to go ahead and use that and run. And what we can do is obviously attempt to try and interfere with these survivors. This Renato is running for his life. He will not make it anything now, because we are just too fast. But yes, obviously, we're running Blind Warrior, which is a fairly nice add-on. And yeah, pretty much. That's the only difference. And that we're also on Wraith. See if we can continuously get value. We do have a Quante Young here. I mean, he's just gonna run. I don't really mind. I'll use that just to kick that. And he's obviously gonna be in shack now, which, you know, is fine. He's gonna elect to vault. So, let's go ahead and keep chasing him here. He doesn't send it. This Quante Young is very smart. It's gonna run into the middle of the map. Obviously, Toba has some pretty weird palettes, I must say indeed. He's just playing 50s. Unfortunately, you can't win 50s forever. I'm not gonna cloak. Rather, I'm gonna just keep chasing him here. I don't see any reason to. Might as well, since he could just sit there and wait, and we will get the pallet off of him. He's running to another pallet. I feel like pressuring the person here, who is obviously the Zarina. She just popped something in my face. I cannot see. Must be the iridescent version of it. And she obviously ran a pretty far distance away. Slow vaults. What's she doing? Vault this in her face. And I think I get her here. No, I don't. But what we can do is obviously force her to run away. And now, well, we can keep chasing her. You know, she's down a couple of pallets. She did just give us shack, which is a fairly nice pallet to indeed give us. And there you go. She vaults that right into our loving arms, and I'm going to be able to break that. We do... I mean, I see him, but I don't really want to try and chase him there. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hook him, or her. And we do see where he is. Obviously, he is the one that is repairing slower. He does have live. I do not know if I remember him having that. What we can do, though, is break this and keep chasing. Well, actually, we see where the Quante Young is. So let's go introduce ourselves to him, because we might as well see if we can keep the pressure on by getting it down. We also see where the Felix is. Let's see if I can go ahead and at least stop it. We aren't going to be able to stop it, but what we are going to be able to apply is a sloppy hit. He is running, so... No. I don't think he makes this regardless. So I can just walk him out there and throw him on up there. And obviously, Felix is going to have a lot of blood. So, not exactly a huge situation to worry about. And obviously Felix is now going to keep running. And he will befall the same fate as everyone before him, as we get another down. What I will do, though, is bring him on over. We can see the Renato on the gen. Does finish it, unfortunately. We can go ahead and use that, and that tells us where Zarina is. She is in the corner. Renato, obviously, here. Choosing to vault. He does have his live back. That is fine by me. I'm gonna go interrupt Zarina. I think this is a good decision. As long as I can make it in time, which I do believe I do. I do. She obviously can't do anything to stop that. Maybe? Nope, not enough. What we can do, though, is break it and keep chasing her. She does go ahead and use her orb again, but there is going to be nowhere for her to run, unfortunately. And that will spell her doom again. Let's get her on over to this hook here. They are all, of course, all healthy again. So they are repairing generators slower, which is quite nice for me, obviously. And she is in a bit of a remote side of the map, so they will have to physically come and retrieve her. We do see the Renato here again. Let's see if we can force this pallet. Ooh. He's a brave one, I tell you. He doesn't opt to do it twice, though. We do know that the Felix was over here, and because of that, all of his time spent healing her is gone up in smoke. And we are going to get another hit on him. She is still going to have to be healed, and obviously she will have the effects of not being able to heal for quite a while. I made the wrong decision there. I feel like I should always fake it, because people always expect a Wraith to uncloak. Doesn't matter, though. We can chase our good friend Felix here. Oh! That was a nice dead hard there, Felix. Good decision. I'm not going to give up on him. But it doesn't matter. What I can do, though, is just use my time to break that. We do see Zarina. So, honestly, I'm going to use this as just switch time. Because the Felix can't heal, so I can always go back and keep chasing him. And this is a death hook, so pretty good for me. He does go ahead and finish the gen. I'm not sure how to feel about that one. We'll go ahead and vault it. I got stuck on the damn totem! That's so annoying. He also gets stuck, though, and he's gonna hop in here. Makes it pretty simple. Drag him on out, throw him back on another hook, and hopefully I can make it to one of these gens before they pop it. Try and figure out which one they are on. We found the one that Renato's on. And obviously, he gets unhooked, so we know where the other one is. Keep hitting at the Renato. Renato's gonna vault that. Doesn't expect me to do that play. Make that chase pretty damn fast. That's gonna be another hook for us, and obviously, the healing taking its time. Thanks to our thing. Oh, well, actually, he's just here. Doesn't really matter that much. What we can do is just uncloak. And we do know that he has dead hard. So, there you go. Gonna just do that. Well, he does have decisive, so I feel like that's what he was ultimately waiting for. Gonna wait for his dead hard here. There we go. Making sure that this Felix has absolutely no way to get any further on us. And that will be our second one on Dead Hook. I am more interested in the Quante Young, because obviously if I do get him, then I do have the possibility of continuing for the 4K. I mean, we do see the Renato over there, so let's see if what we can do here. Gonna go ahead and get the Quante Young here on the edge. Stands there and looks at us for some reason. Oh, he's just choosing to run. Very smart, I must admit. There is no pallet here. Well, there is a pallet there. The side I don't want it to be on. Force him to go the side that's obviously worse in the grand scheme of things. Oh, what a good stun from him there. That's annoying for us, though. Gonna go ahead and break this. Doesn't leave him many options. Ah, I should have seen that one coming. Still, nowhere really left for him to run, as all he can do is just run to the edge of the map. There you go. And now it is just Renato. Now, Renato, yep, he was on that generator, but he is going to be injured, so he is going to be leaving a blood trail. If he goes for the save, that is. He may just leave Quante Young to die, because he may just be trying to get the gate, which is my first concern, but we can see that he isn't on it. So my imagination tells me he is trying, or will attempt to save his friend. Yep, here he is. We can hear him. Uncloak. Nothing he can do, and now, well, now it's just me and Quante Young here. Gonna go ahead and play Loop Around the Rosie. Give him his endurance hits, obviously. And use our cloak to catch up here. Oop, I forgot there is no pallet here anymore. He is gonna vault it. He is gonna be staggered. He will have no dead heart. He will have nothing. And that will be the game. And that will be our third 4K for the video. This build pulling out in the end. And yeah, now we get the Mori as well. A little obscured though. Well, there you go. Free killers, free builds, all worked to perfection. Just goes to show how strong Scourge Hook builds can be in the right hands, but yeah. Once again, if you've made it to this part of the video, first I'd like to say thanks. As always, if you'd love to support me in any way, liking and subscribing is the best way to do that, as well as checking out my Twitch if you ever get the chance. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.